What's up, people? Uh, Welcome back, Smoke and Mirrors. Haven't seen y'all in a minute, but if you're wondering what this is behind me, this is what you look like when you find out that your friend was entangling your mama to smithereens. That's kids. Come close,
Entangling?
kids. Entangling to
What does that
smithereens.
mean, sir? What's entangling mean? What does that mean?
No, fucking entangling. Smithereens. Smithereens. She didn't even look sad. Will was over there crying his eyes out.
Like
She
a
didn't even
movie.
She was like, "It's all love.
Hey,
Don't
Will
nobody
was
give
like,
this away but me." No. You ain't give shit. I gave this shit away. 100%. That was 100% me.
With
Permission.
confidence.
That's right.
No hesitation.
Right. You have poor Will over there with the nervous laugh the whole time. Oh, yeah.
Jaden with the assist to his boy. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
Holler at my mom.
Yeah. Fellas, teach your sons. Never let your homeboy fuck your mama. It's just ever.
At the end of the day.
How did he fuck your mom and come back to your house again? And y'all were taking pictures with him and shit. Like he went from
Take
my
a trip.
homeboy.
They went on a cruise, on a trip, vacation together.
Yeah. With the friends.
What else we got, Kenny? What else we got?
Oh man, I mean, this is what else is there to talk about in the world? We got Nick Cannon. Oh my goodness, is Nick
Okay,
Cannon.
which Nick Cannon? Is it the pro-black? How dare you fire a black king, Nick Cannon, or the other Nick Cannon?
Why can't they be both? Could be both. If he was smart enough to get to where he is at this young age, he's smart enough. He might have a trick up his sleeve right now. You know what I mean? I like Nick Cannon a lot. I'm gonna give Nick Cannon the benefit of the doubt. Let's talk about that a little bit. We got Russiagate again, more Russian shit.
They want everything.
Man. Oh,
we
Russia,
can't
Russia,
even try and work on COVID.
Russia.
They on Twitter taking over everybody. Barack's account, Joe Biden's account, but they didn't touch Trump's account.
They put 10 million votes in there. They didn't fool the whole world that they can.
Just
Trump's
like
a good guy. That's all that.
Just
all
like
that good
that.
stuff. Yeah. So they're worried about this. So it's the vaccine thing. So Corona, the vaccine, all that stuff. And why do people get so pissed off when you mention black on black crime? Why folks get so offended?
Right. You know my city. You know where I'm from.
It's happening here in my city. It's happening in Atlanta. It's happening in New York.
Atlanta too. Yes.
It's what I'm saying. It's and there's so there's some statistics to talk about. Why can't we address both issues at the same time? Why can we only focus on just the cops killing us or other white people killing us?
Right.
When shoot, everybody got other people killing them, but it's the sheer number, right? Everybody has their own black on black crime, white on white crime, Chinese on Chinese crime, all that stuff, because you kill the people you're around. Rich people on rich people crime, that kind of stuff. It's really poor people on poor people crime, right? So,
right.
But the volume of the atrocities that we commit against ourselves is what's so alarming. And I think that maybe that point is missed. So let's talk a little bit about that. But I want to start into so sorry about our boy right here, man. He's going through it, man. Will Smith got 2 sons, and neither one of them kick August Alsina's ass. So, Will Smith's sons are as soft as baby butterfly shit.
Wait. Even soft. Trey? Is Trey soft too?
Man,
ain't
nobody younger than me boning my mama or my stepmama to smithereens. You came over here with my little brother and fucked his mom, I'm kicking your ass.
Sir, your language is very strong. It was an entanglement.
Okay.
It was an entanglement. It wasn't what it was an entanglement.
Okay, if that's what they want to call it.
It was an entanglement in the hotel and in the loft,
the house,
and in the room.
And in
they
Will's bed
together.
And in Will's bed. Yeah, that would suck.
Yo,
but
so kidding.
To each his own. I'm not judging. I'm not judging that at all. Not the
Will was not like. Will was like chill. Like, you know what? Okay, so we saw in his eyes, but he wasn't like. I mean, so people are saying like, you know what? Okay, so so that was.
Yeah, I saw it in his eyes. Yeah, it was.
All right. Like, but Kenny, I have people in my circle that are saying, why do you care?
Who?
This is anybody.
Yeah,
outside.
I didn't.
This is what they do. So why are you commenting on what they do in their marriage?
I'm not. I wasn't until they commented to me what they do in their marriage. I didn't give a shit. You asked, you put this shit on the show. You're like, yo, and Jada, what did you do? What did you do? So if nobody cares, all those motherfuckers that don't care, why'd they watch the show? If you don't care, why you care that I care? How about that?
I was surprised that
if you don't care, why you care that I care if you don't care?
She had a red table on herself. So I thought, I don't know why August came out. First off, I didn't know who he was, and I still don't know. So when he came out, no one really cared, but I was surprised that she came out and acknowledged what happened. She red carpet herself.
Yeah.
Her red table herself. Yep. Yeah.
So see this picture right here? That's August on the left, and that's her on the right, or however you're looking at it.
Look at his hand. Look at his hand.
If his hand is around your wife like that,
that's body language.
You better have gave him permission. Yeah, that's and everybody who was saying before, like, nah, that ain't nothing. That's just Hollywood. No, when this picture came out, that was a rumor back then. So it was wait, who cares? I mean, you know, to each their own, but it is kind of funny that they put their business out there, and it does make for some entertaining discussion. That's all. It kills the day. It kills the day. Oh, the poor fella.
Right.
I but I do applaud him, man. I do applaud him. People wonder how did marriages last for 50, 60, 70 years, right?
Right.
He's showing you how. He's showing you how. You got to go through shit to get to shit. That's worth shit. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't willing to go through shit, you ain't ever gonna get to shit that's worth anything.
All right. So Kenny, as you know, when you have a social media platform, people are always in your ear. So I had people tell me all week, Pat, everybody's missing. So somewhere in the interview, I think he acknowledged that they were having some distance because of something that he did. And no one's talking about that. So I had 3 different women that said, no one's talking about what he did to make her do that. Everybody's focusing on her. So clearly something happened.
What did he do that made her sleep with their son's friend?
You ready?
Yeah.
What
could anybody do that would make your mother sleep with your friend? What could your father do to you, Pat?
20 years younger.
Pat, what could your father possibly do to you, to your mother, that makes it appropriate for her to sleep with one of your homies?
Well, since you put it like that, nothing.
Okay, then. That's why nobody's talking about it, stupid. Not you.
Hey, I know. So did you see the red top when she what's she called? What is this called behind you? What's it called? Red table, red top, red circle? What is it called?
Red table talk.
All right, so red table talk. So did you see when she had someone there discussing the things and the challenges that you deal with? So it wasn't about him. So people were saying that it's deeper than what you saw on the surface, right?
Of course, it always is. Yeah.
So we saw him. She had Gabrielle Union on like a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So they were supposed to be hashing out some type of beef. So after an hour of red table talk thing,
right,
it was so much beef still. So as you know, they did Gabrielle and Will did a couple movies together. I think it was Bad Boys 2 and something else. So I believe the people believe that there's something that happened with Gabrielle and Will during the filming of those events. So clearly, Jada said, we have someone on the show tonight that the media has created some beef between us and we want to squash it. I watched it for 60 minutes and the beef didn't go nowhere. So clearly there's something there. So people are saying we're focusing on Jada, but what about Will putting her in a position to, all right, I agree. Why you choose your son's boy?
Period. So once you've gone there, I don't trust any more of your judgment.
With an entanglement?
You would take your TV show at Pat. I wouldn't even do that on this podcast, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. I wouldn't do that here.
If your daughter has a friend that's 31, a little older.
Right.
Hey, I love your dad. He's interesting. I want to talk to him about blah, 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 blah. You giving her the stiff arm?
Bro, I am not aroused by anyone that I meet through my children.
Facts.
Period. That's just not the kind of man that I am, man. That's just, you just decide that you that way or you ain't. Period. You got to put some rules on yourself. Easiest rule in the world. Don't fuck your friend, your kid's friends. Who can't do that shit?
I'm sorry. Could you be more direct, please?
All the people on the planet that Jada Pinkett can sleep with tonight.
Blair Underwood.
In an hour.
Blair Underwood.
All the people she
Wesley
can have.
Snipes.
My kid's friend.
Washington.
My kid's friend.
So many other options.
The one who needed healing. Let me give you some of this Erykah Badu.
He was going through a situation. He needed help.
Let me give you some of this Erykah Badu medicine woman coochie.
No. Let me pour into your intellect.
Right.
Let me pour into your interbeing.
Will Smith will never be president of the United States now. If he was ever thinking about it before, he'll never be it now.
All right,
not with Jada Smith by his side.
So my question is, what's the motive? Does he have an album coming out? First off, who is this dude? I've never heard of this dude. Who is he?
He has a record coming out with like 25 songs or something. I hear he's very talented. I'm not, I'm
we old school, Kenny. We old school.
Right, yeah. OJ's. I'm out with that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's So,
but the most important thing is, if you notice, she never discredited him coming out with the video. She never said, like, first of all, I want to make it very clear that what he said, she skip all that. So clearly there was some truth to what he was saying.
What who was saying?
So she never came out and discounted what August came out with the week before.
Bro, did you see it? She admitted it.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. No, discredit. Shit, she did the opposite of discredit. She verified, validated. Here's a stamp. Notarized. Black out. Yep. He was in the parts that Will could never reach. Poor dude, man. Poor dude. Well, that's that poor guy, man. But hey, each his own, man. I wouldn't do that again. But Muggs, whatever. And it's crazy what people will do, right? Just to remain famous and relevant, man. That's
and clearly a power couple. You would think, what, y'all don't need this.
Right. I think his estimated net worth like $350 million. If you look at that house that they live in, it's freaking colossal. It's a mall. Right. You know what I mean? And he's earned it. But what was not lost on me was that this guy has $350 million and his wife is still miserable.
Yeah.
I don't stand a chance.
So some would say she's dealing
my wife's life is ruined.
Some would say she's dealing with the same issues as a guy that makes $50,000 a year.
But at the end of the day, worse issues. See, guys that make $50,000 a year don't have movie starlets waiting in their hotel room naked when you show up to and you didn't even know she was going to be there. They don't have that. That stuff don't happen to guys that make $50,000 a year.
Hey, before you get off the plane, they're already waiting at the airport.
Right. Like these NBA players, they show up and groupies are already in the room waiting. You know what I'm saying? A guy could never do that. If a guy was in the room in your bathtub naked when Whitney Houston walked in the room, I don't know why I said Whitney Houston, but Meg Thee Stallion walks in the room. If Beyonce walks in the room and a guy's in her room naked, or two twin brothers in the room naked, they get the cops called on them. But what that happens to these NBA players, that happens to these movie stars. So it's hard to be their spouse, and I guess they all have to come to some kind of agreement where that is concerned, because men, we're natural predators, we're natural chasers, right? We have to chase to procreate. Women are used to being chased. If the women start chasing the chaser, it's going to be a bunch of collisions.
Sure. Every woman does not understand what you just said. So some women are so offended by what you just said. A small portion understand what you said. So some women say, you can't be no predator. You're married.
Right. No, that doesn't. That's right. Marriage means that I'm going to control that instinct, right? But in their circumstance, I'm just saying why I won't pass judgment. I'm not agreeing that the behavior
Can
is
you look
appropriate.
as a married man, Kenny? Can your eyes look for like 0.2 seconds? I mean, are you oblivious to?
No. That looking has nothing to do with anything. You know,
So
if you look,
so you can like if it's you can glance.
not in a disrespectful way. You wouldn't be scoping
Yeah,
no babe out.
But I think your eyes. All right, so your heart can say one thing, but for 49 to 50, 51 years, your eyes say like, yo, and then you're like, you know what, I'm good. So my point is,
who is anybody to judge?
yes, I mean, I'm just saying, you can't just like.
I don't agree. I agree. I'm not disagreeing.
Right,
Just don't do this shit on a TV show and motherfuckers won't be in your business. That's it. And easy rule, don't fuck your kid's friend. Don't do that. At the end of the day, all the eye twisting I'm doing, it ain't at my daughter's friends. I promise you that.
Ever.
It ain't at my son's homie. It ain't at my son's friend. I promise you that. Ever.
She had Blair Underwood,
Imagine
Denzel. Don't make me keep naming. She had like 13 other folks.
Imagine if Will Smith would have been counseling and trying to heal a wounded and abused friend of Willow's who was 24 years old. 24 years old.
He's about to go to
44. And nurturing her back to health, meanwhile banging the smithereens out of her.
It's a whole nother story then. A whole nother story.
Saying. It's a whole other spin. So it's the same behavior, just from one or the other, but you know, because it's a woman and he's boys, I'm not calling her a predator, because I was praying for predators like that when I was 23 years old. I was praying for predators like that.
I wish somebody would.
When I was 14,
to me.
When I was 14, I was praying for predators. I was praying for mother's
Ain't
friends.
Nobody 20 years old want this.
What's wrong with
Ain't
y'all?
no 20-year-old woman that want this 14-year-old boy.
No, not 20. I was looking at my mother's friends. Y'all 40 and
Lord Jesus.
Take advantage. They know, man, what no good.
All right, so full transparency, I could tell you a story, but I'm not. Next topic, sir. What's next?
Oh boy, my man got some troubles. But the reason I chose this picture is because it's a couple things I think about this Nick Cannon thing. And the first thing that really bothers me the most is, so Terry Crews, we mad at him, right? Shut up. Get him off the air. Why has he still got a job? Talking that stuff about all lives matter and everybody. Why does he still get to talk? He's stupid. He's a sellout. Shut him up. Get him off the air. But when you start asking for censorship for shit you don't like, the same shit make you laugh or make you cry. Then they come over and take your shit down. Because if you can censor against to block out lies, then you're allowing them to censor to block out truth too. I don't give a shit if they let the KKK talk, as long as you let Minister Farrakhan talk too. But when we get them to take the KKK off the air, when we make them take down their rebel flag, why can't white people who get offended by the green, black, and red say take that down? You see, you can't have it both ways.
You can't have both.
You can't be a hypocrite. You got to stand for some shit or don't stand for it. And if you want freedom, you got to give freedom. Freedom of speech means that people got freedom to say stupid shit too, like me. I get to say whatever the hell I want because we got free speech. But now it's getting dangerous out here. And it's the people that's on our side that's doing the most screaming and yelling. It's the Democrats screaming for don't let this on. Don't let that on. We got to chop at that.
All right, so let's unpack Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
So Nick Cannon did an interview with Professor Griff about 4 days ago from Public Enemy.
Yep.
And he talked about some very specific issues that he also referenced Farrakhan.
Yeah.
So Nick Cannon has built an empire under Viacom that's worth $1 billion over the last 20 years.
Yeah, thereabouts.
So they decided, they say, hey, you know what? We do not agree with the sentiments of Nick Cannon, and we're going to sever ties with him overnight.
Mm-hmm.
So he was surprised. And after 12 hours, he said, you know what? You can't fire a king. You can't fire a boss.
Mm-hmm.
So you people have incentivized perpetual racism for years. You know, music, so I'm good.
Television programming, through all those reality shows. So, right.
However, this morning, he posted another text.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right.
As I have said some things that was not right. For 5,000 years, the Jewish people have been through so much. He said yesterday, I will never apologize. Apologize to me.
Right.
And reinstate me.
Right.
So apparently his people said, bruh, ain't no money left.
Right. Who are the best?
You don't own nothing. You don't own Wild and Out. You ain't got nothing left.
When people, what the stereotypical best lawyer to have is who? What's the stereotype for? That's
the Jewish white dude.
The Jewish lawyer, right? The U.S. Supreme Court. The U.S. Supreme Court, right? 9 justices, right?
Yep.
How many black women have ever been a U.S. Supreme Court justice?
Survey says.
How many black men? 2.
Right?
Marshall, Clarence Thomas, 2.
Clarence Thomas.
So we've got 2 black people that have been on the Supreme Court through the whole history of the Supreme Court. Of all the Supreme Court justices, 2 have been black. None have been women. None have been black women. And we represent 12% of the population.
Right.
The Jewish community represents 3% of the population. But
look, Nick said for 5,000 years they've been oppressed.
33% of the U.S. Supreme Court justices have been Jewish. Yes, they are 3% of the people and 33% of the Supreme Court justices. They are, there's a lot of lawyers and they're very good, right? They are very, very good. Not because they're Jewish, but there's a lot of Jewish people who become attorneys and they become good attorneys, right? Nick Cannon is not going to win in court.
Ever.
He better be on his best behavior and hope that he can win outside of court. So he has to say the things that are required of him to say. I don't disagree. But here's why I respect Nick Cannon. And this is why I would give him the benefit of the doubt in this situation where it'd be easy to start picking them apart, because I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for a couple of reasons. One, the intestinal fortitude, the strength of character that it takes for him to have achieved the success that he has already.
Right.
Tells me something special about him. Been watching him since he was a little kid, since my kids were kids, watching him on Nickelodeon. Right. And then to see what he's become and to see how real he's willing to keep it, right? Creative, innovative. He said that he was going to marry Mariah Carey and met Mariah Carey and married Mariah Carey. Had 2 beautiful kids with Mariah Carey, right? A guy who makes his dreams come true. Grew up in the hood, in the projects. Think San Diego, California, Southern California somewhere, but grew up in the hood. Tough early going on. And then he comes up, gets all this money, right? Easy thing to do to sell out, isn't it? Be real quiet on things that affect us negatively, right?
Right.
But everybody who went to go see Farrakhan the other day, right?
Right.
There was only a handful of people who came because they were social distancing. And it was under a tent at his personal farm, and he wasn't gonna have a lot of people. He's too old to catch corona. So it's only a handful of people there. And everybody got masks on.
Everybody.
But when they panned the little audience that was invited to come, that special crew to Farrakhan, you did see Nick's crown in the audience. So he's indistinguishable. That was him. So Nick Cannon is there with Farrakhan. Nick Cannon gives Professor Griff a voice, right? To say what he's going to say. Whether you agree or disagree with what they said, I haven't heard anyone say that what Nick Cannon, I don't know if I'm not standing and saying what he said was correct, accurate, or inaccurate. What I haven't heard from anyone was proof that what he said was inaccurate. What was it that was, I know what was offensive, but what I don't know was what was incorrect, because no one has explained what is incorrect about what he said. If you haven't had a chance to watch the interview with Professor Griff for yourself, it's about an hour long. It's pretty interesting.
All right, so we'll post it. We'll post it at the end of this link here. So I think
most interesting afterward. So I say this. I give him. My question though is, now that he has apologized, right?
Too late.
Will they?
Too little, too soon.
Let me ask the question: will they extend the same mercy to our brother that we always extend to them? To people who
we always apologize and accept and forgive everybody.
That's right. But why do
They
we
won't do the same.
expect? Why do we expect and accept other people to not extend the same mercy to us? And if they're not going to extend the same mercy to us, why do we continue to extend mercy to them? That's
All right, So my question is, if you're so very adamant, because Nick, over your right shoulder, when he started wearing a turban,
that's
like
a crown.
a year ago.
He explained it was a crown. That back in the day,
It's
that's
a crown,
what the crowns look like.
Cool.
Right, that's a king.
But
that's what
when he was on Dancing with the Stars, when he was singing with the mask, was he wearing a turban then?
You know he has an ailment, right? Like, I think he has lupus. So I think his hair falls out in patches too. And he's a public figure that always has to be on. So how can you get creative and
listen, I support any black man that's trying to make other black people great. But my point is, yesterday.
Yeah, he did change up though.
When you are so, I'm pro-black.
Yeah.
I'm so woke.
Yeah.
You can't fire a king.
Yeah.
I demand that you apologize to me.
And then the lawyers came and said,
you retract your statement and you rehire me or else. And 24 hours later,
right,
last 5,000 years, the Jewish people, y'all been through everything. 5,000 years, kid?
Of everything. Well,
everything.
That is not incorrect. So I don't disagree with that.
But he also discredited his own guest on his show.
I know. Yeah, he threw Professor Griff under the bus.
I don't know all right, so what did he say?
I don't know what Robert Griffin come out here with all that bullshit for. Yeah. Spouting all that bullshit. Nick, if you believed it, Nick Cannon in that interview, you can see that he is well read and well versed. Because Professor Griff writes books about this, right? And he does a lot of research, and it may be all comic book makeup, fancy pantsy. I don't know. I've never read the book.
Fancy pantsy.
You know what I mean? But it could be whatever. But Nick Cannon is well read, and Professor Griff is well read, because you can't write a book if you ain't reading books. You really like books when you're writing them. You know, that's like a hobby, a pastime. So my man is well read. So these two well read folks on this subject matter, when someone's well read like that, they're very invested in that. They've invested a lot of time to absorb this information and be this conversant on this topic. For him to change his mind 24 hours later and talk about
a complete 180
and explain such superficial stuff like, oh man, Jewish people were going through it for 5,000 years. The whole premise behind why he said that white people were as violent as they are is because of the shit that they have had to go through growing up, starting in the Caucasus damn mountains. That's some hard ass living. You don't have the plains of Africa. The prairies of Africa. You don't have the earth kicking out food. You drop a seed, the tree's there in an hour. You know what I'm saying? They have remote control food in Africa compared to what they had in Europe. So that's a whole different type of. So what he was explaining,
whole different type of
mentality. And
so Kenny B, as we move on from Terry Crews, and Nick Cannon, so the state that we currently reside in Georgia, the governor has said, you know what? Don't worry about the mask. We're good.
No. The governor has said it's illegal. It's unlawful.
It's illegal
to tell people that they got to wear a mask. He's banned.
Wow, that's even worse. So he said it's illegal. You cannot dictate where someone wear a mask.
That's right. It's unenforceable. It is not legal.
So the largest city in Atlanta, with a mayor that some say should be a VP candidate, in the midst of dealing with her own COVID situation, has said, you know what? Bump what he's saying. Wear your mask.
That's right. Follow the science and the data.
So why would Kemp say, in the midst of all this, where there's a resurgence in the Southeast like never before, he'll say, you know what? It's illegal to make people wear masks.
Mm-hmm.
Is he so tuned into the economy? Why would he say don't wear a mask when Fauci and other folks have said, if nothing else, wear a mask to at least prevent the spread if you have COVID-19 to other people? I'm just so confused. Why would an elected official say it's illegal to make you wear a mask?
Because you just hit it on the head, because he's an
Is
elected
Trump in
official.
his ear? What's going on?
Of course, Trump is in his ear. Trump was just in town. So when Savannah said no masks, nobody said anything. When Augusta said no masks, nobody said anything. When Macon said wear masks, rather, nobody said anything. Savannah said wear masks, not no masks. Savannah said wear masks, nobody complained. Augusta said wear masks, nobody complained. Macon says wear masks, nobody complained. When Trump came, and when we say Atlanta wear masks, no real pushback. But when Trump came to town, showed up at Hartsfield International Airport, he wasn't wearing his mask. Keisha Lance Bottoms called him out. Then the governor comes out and goes, that's unenforceable. That's why, because it's election season. And also, for the viewers at home, go ahead and Google how much does each state make for corona cases and corona deaths. Hospitals get a 20% bump in what they can charge if you catch corona. If it's a corona case versus not a corona case, Medicare pays 20% more if you have corona. If a person dies, states are getting anywhere. New York was complaining that they were only getting $12,000 per corona death, while Wyoming or Nebraska is getting $300,000, $400,000 per corona death. I believe Georgia gets $100,000 per corona death. The deputy, the director of public health for state of Illinois, your hometown.
Yes, sir.
You can Google her up. Name is Dr. Ngozi Enozi, I believe.
Okay.
And she explained in a press conference how these corona deaths are calculated. And what she explained was that if a person has corona when they die, it is labeled as a corona death. So and she also went on to explain that as an example, so if you have 3 weeks left to live, if we've just told you, 3 weeks ago, hey, you got about 3 weeks left, you're a goner, and you didn't have corona then. And when you pass away and we do the test on you and you have corona now, you're a corona-related death. Right. So when you think about how all these rules are working, follow the money. Follow the money. Those trillions of dollars that they pulled out of the magic box at the Federal Reserve, where's that going? And who's that going to? That's going to the lobbyist class, to the political buying peoples, the political rulers, the oligarchy. And And so that's why he's doing it, because they want to keep Trump in power. Remember, their whole argument is that this is all a hoax, that this is not real, right?
Not real.
And so if it's not real, why are you making your people wear masks? We believe so much that it's not real, we're going to open the school and let kids go back to school.
Hey, to COVID-19 elementary. I saw that post out there.
Right. They're going to send my kid to COVID-19 tech, so corona high.
Right. So my next question for you is, as we deal with this COVID situation and we try and navigate and determine the next move for this country. So there's two things. The left has yet to determine who the running mate will be for Joe Biden.
Right.
It's been like 6 weeks in. So my first question is, well, what's the delay? And secondly, clearly, they know they need to choose someone that can cover all his shortcomings, right? So if it's Val Demings, if it is Kamala Harris, or if it's Georgia's finest, Stacey Abrams, it needs to be someone that can be a good running mate, but also lift him where he falls short. So I don't know what the next move is going to be, but what are your thoughts on that, sir?
I don't see how it could be any one of them, because all three of them, people, if they like them more than him, they barely like them more than him. The people that don't like him, they don't like Stacey Abrams either. They don't like.
But Kamala Harris getting some footage. I mean, she's getting some traction right now.
Let me ask you something. So I've got about 70 employees right now. Okay. Some of them make about $40,000 a year. Okay. And they work very hard, and they're at my job. They're at work every day. We're at work at 7 a.m. And she's doing everything she can do to make sure that her children are fed, housed, clothed, medical coverage, all that stuff, being a responsible parent. She's a single mom. And her son keeps playing hooky because his mom ain't home. And he's failing in school and he keeps playing hooky, right?
Right.
Why does she deserve to go to jail for that?
He doesn't.
Kamala Harris put a law in place in California when she was the attorney general to send her to jail for exactly that. And then she's on audio at giving a speech laughing about it. Laughing about that's what she did. She's a terrible person. And when that gets revealed, yeah, folks are still going to say vote for her and don't vote for Trump. But there's going to be a lot of people. If it's raining, they ain't going to vote for Biden and Kamala. And so then you go to Val Demings. If you go with Val Demings, wasn't she a cop? Wasn't she a chief of police?
Yes.
Okay, then. All right. Done. Because all you got to do is bring up all the bull stuff that went on underneath her while she was chief of police. All the black people that got killed in questionable situations and all the officers that kept their jobs and none of the officers that she fired. Even if she did fire a couple, how did you still have any left? Why didn't you clean house? We all see what all the police departments are like right now. There's no fooling us that you've got a special little police department when you were over there, Val Demings, that what's happening everywhere else was never happening under your watch. No, that same shit was happening under her damn watch. So no, you don't get to be vice president of black people because you're a sellout. You're a sellout. Keisha Lance Bottoms. There's never been a mayor that's become president of the United States, I don't believe. Like, if that's the extent of your executive experience is a mayor of a city, which is a big jump, big job. And she's doing a phenomenal job as mayor of the city. But the mayor of 400,000 people with a city government of less than 10,000 people is not the same as running the United States of America, the largest country in the world, the richest country in the world, and the leading country of the world. You're running the world when you become president of the United States. I don't know that she would have a strong enough case. I do believe, though, that because of her performance as mayor, that she's probably more likely to get a very prestigious cabinet position so that she has influence. I think Atlanta should start getting ready to lose her as our mayor. But I don't see her as the vice president. So now that answers your question. Why didn't they have somebody yet? Because the folks he was going for, the climate has changed. You can't sell us on that sister that you can sell to white people because she's tough on black people. That shit is over. And that's the Democratic game. They get us, they tell us that they're going to kill the boogeyman, keep the boogeyman off of us. And then they tell the white people, we'll keep the black people off of you, be tough on them. So he's got trouble.
So if the Democratic nominee is someone that should be in a nursing home.
Hell no, right.
The person that is his running mate has to have that vigor.
Right. Stacey Abrams, let's not even talk about Stacey Abrams. I mean,
I already know your thoughts on her. I know your thoughts on her.
Yeah, Then they just took her off the pancake box. Now she's over here going to be vice president? Come on.
You can't say that. But you already did. So. All right, so our next subject. So COVID-19.
The Russians.
Sir. So for some reason people believe, that COVID thing, and that's so February, March, April. We're beyond it now. Let's move forward.
Right. Yeah, just because you're over it don't mean it's over. Right.
Nothing has changed.
Right.
There's no vaccine. There's no cure.
Right.
Nothing has changed from day one.
Right. Because the president is saying there's nothing wrong. The vice president is ineffective at communicating that something is wrong.
You can't make me wear a mask. My mask, my choice.
Yeah, that's true. But that's the beauty of this country. It's also the ugly side. You can't have it both ways. You can't cut one without killing the other. You got to take the good with the bad. You got to take the ugly with the nice. You got to be like Will Smith. I just got to deal with that shit. I hate it, but I got to deal with it because if I let you do you, then I can do me. And if you can't do you, then I can't do me. And we don't all want to. Who the hell wants to live like that? Nobody. So it just comes with the territory around here, man.
All right. So as we try to navigate this very difficult time with COVID-19, we found out today that Russia has invested so much time and energy and money to 3 locations, the UK, Canada, and USA, to determine where we are with our COVID research, because I don't think it's not about money. It's about clout, to say we are the first ones that found.
No, it ain't.
What is it about?
It's about we don't trust that motherfucker Bill Gates. What the hell y'all putting in that damn vaccine? How come we can't?
Whoa. So you saying an IT guy cannot be the vaccine specialist for the whole country?
Look, I just find it ironic that this motherfucker goes from computer viruses to people viruses like he's the virus expert.
A virus is a virus, Kenny.
Because his computer caught a virus. Now I got a program to put inside of you. I don't trust that shit. How the hell did you
see the video with him and his wife?
With that evil laugh.
Well, the first thing, we want to make sure that everyone has the vaccine.
But black people
Native
first.
Americans and African Americans.
Right. The people we treated the worst. The people who should trust us the least. Based on what my grandfather did to your grandfather, what my father did to your father, what his great-grandfather did to your great-grandfather. Now come over here and let me put this medicine in just y'all's arm.
In your vein. In your vein.
GTFOH.
Kenny, you said
WTBS.
You said computer virus, human virus.
Come on, man.
Same thing. I got you.
He's the virus king. Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. I'm not interested in the virus. And so that's why I think the Russians are smart and the Chinese are smart to be hacking in. What the hell y'all putting in that shit? Drano and what else? What else is there?
They hacked in to Barack Obama's Twitter account. They hacked in to Joe Biden's account.
They did not
hack in to Trump's account.
They didn't hack in to Barack Obama's computer account. Where the naked pictures of Michelle at there?
Hey. I got him on my phone. I got him on my phone.
All right. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're not allowed to talk about Lady Michelle like that.
The Honorable Lady Michelle. So my point is, sir.
Challenge you to a duel, sir.
No.
So
what
Hamilton.
I'm saying is, my research says
Hamilton tough.
So my research says that Russia has these bots, and they want to always not just influence elections, but if they see that other countries are progressive in their progress to.
I wonder where they got that idea from. But go ahead. They want to make sure.
What I'm saying is that it's proven as of yesterday that they are hacking into other countries' resources, websites.
Who proven it? Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon? Which one proved it for you?
Why gotta be Don Lemon?
Huh?
Why gotta be Don Lemon?
Or Rachel Maddow? Which one? Or Anderson Cooper? Which one?
Why they all gotta be gay or white? I'm thinking trend. There's a trend here, sir.
CNN. Yeah. What's the trend? That they keep blaming Russia, making up shit? The trend is every time they blame Russia, they never prove shit. They just blame Russia and everybody believes, I told you, gotta stop Russia.
If you go on Twitter, Barack Obama's account was hacked.
Okay.
Joe Biden's account was hacked.
Woo.
And a lot of people have that check.
Yeah.
Because they are influential.
Yeah.
But Trump's account was not hacked. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it right there and walk away.
Well, no, the current sitting president of the United States does have to go through other stuff. Remember, didn't Barack keep the extra phone, or did Barack get rid of his phone? It was a Trump that kept the extra phone. But the whole idea around the extra phone was to let you know that you got to have extra protection with your president of the United States. You're not going to break into the president of the United States Twitter account. You might break into the ex-president. He doesn't have the sensitive information. You're not going to. Right. You might break into the presidential running mate. I mean, your competition for an election, because he's not on that distro every doggone day. But you're not going to break in to the president of the United States anything
ever.
And his Twitter account was hiding in the bunker. So how are they going to get to it anyway?
All right. So I'm very happy to be back. So Kenny, we took a little hiatus. You had some things you were dealing with personally and professionally.
Yeah. So
I want our followers that have reached out to us for the last 2 weeks and said, hey, where you guys, let them know not only what you've been dealing with, but also we want to reference someone that has been instrumental in the boxing community, someone that was going to be great and amazing, but unfortunately their life was cut short.
Yeah.
And I'll let you expound upon that, sir.
Oh man, this is just a little section I want to just give a tribute to this kid named Travell Black Magic Maison. If you get a chance to Google some of his fights up on YouTube them and check them out, you'll see what we're talking about the greatness, that the talent that this kid had, and
right.
what the experience that we were going to have watching him develop and grow. And he was one of the sweetest and kindest kids that I knew as well. I've known Travell since he was 14 years old, and he babysat for my son. And, I watched him in amateur boxing and Golden Glove tournaments and just really in the sparring and watching this little kid as a champion. And he was killed in a car accident yesterday. And it just is just a heartbreaking day, man, for me today. But it's just this whole 2020 has been tough. I think
this has been like the worst. All right. So we are like 7 months into this year, and I can list 7 things right now. It started with COVID.
Yeah.
This has been like a very challenging year.
Yeah. I've got 5 employees right now that are positive for COVID.
You've lost. No. Full transparency.
Yeah.
You've lost how many employees right now?
Well, former employees. 3 former employees.
You've lost them.
They're
gone.
Yeah, gone.
To COVID.
Yeah. 4 actually. Yeah.
Wow.
4 actually. Yeah. Well, 3 for COVID. 1 was not for COVID. Yeah. So it's but yeah, this is and friends and the whole 9. So it's not just me, it's everybody. This is what's happening. Half of our country, 50 million, not half of our country, but 50 million people right now have filed for unemployment. 50 million people have filed for unemployment in the last.
And last week, 1.3 million.
More.
So there was like a little buff for like maybe 3 weeks ago. Like, oh, okay, we're recovering. No, we're not.
No. And here's what's happening. Here's the scary part. It's that I think 30% of homeowners did not pay their mortgage or didn't pay the full amount. And I forget the other percentage of folks who aren't paying their rent. And now that rent, that no eviction moratorium is coming to an end.
Right.
And that's going to be catastrophic when all of these families are out on the streets looking at houses that are empty that the banks took back, and empty houses that nobody can buy. And I got my family out on the street. It's not a good look. Not with a virus going around, or just worried about a virus going around. So we're in for some interesting times, man, in the near future, man.
All right. So the most important thing is RIP to this. So this year has been so catastrophic to so many people.
Yeah.
To lose this great boxer that his career was cut short, like 20 years.
Yeah.
He would have been that boxer.
Yeah. 6'2", 154 pounds.
Destroying.
Check him out, man. Just you'll enjoy it. Check him out. You can pull him up on YouTube. Travell Maison, Travell Mazzion. Amazing talent. That belt that he had right there, that moment right there, when I was watching that fight, that moment brought tears to my eyes, seeing him realize
I'm
that
emotional
dream.
now just looking at the image.
Yeah.
A lot of times you can look at someone and you can tell where they are emotionally.
Yes.
And that right there is not about, it's about me. That image says, I worked so hard for this.
Yeah.
And I've achieved this.
Yeah.
So I'm with you.
And his mother came right after that and gave him a big old hug and kiss.
I'm trying not to get emotional right now.
Yeah,
so
it was super.
Smoke and Mirrors, Kenny B, thank you so much for coming back, sir. I know you got a lot you're dealing with. We have folks that have asked about the shows.
Thank y'all.
We came back when it was time.
Yep.
Thank you all so much for following the page, liking the page, and sharing the page. Kenny B, tell the folks something nice.
Don't let your friends bone your mama.